So it's funny. When I did my realistic rebuild of the Bears last year, and I will be doing realistic rebuilds again in Madden 22, finally assembled my draft class. I'm going to have a video on that pretty soon, so be sure to look out for that one. But I did the rebuild maybe like November, maybe even earlier than that. Did my realistic Chicago Bears rebuild, and at the time, it was inconceivable that Justin Fields was going to be anything but a top 5 pick. He fell all the way to like 20 in the video, and I was the Bears, and I'm like, I'm going to take him, clearly. And Justin Fields ends up falling to the Bears in real life. They traded up with my favorite team, the Giants, to get him, and somehow we called the Justin Fields Bears rebuild months and months and months and months in advance of him actually going to the Bears. Now, he's actually on the Bears. We're not playing in a fantasy land anymore. We are rebuilding the Bears with Justin Fields, rookie quarterback, some other players playing the team as well. We'll talk about those guys in a minute, but let's get into this Bears rebuild. It's an exciting team. It's a fun team. We got Darnell Mooney. I can't go a minute without mentioning money with 2 O's, Darnell Mooney. Got to bring back Allen Robinson, maybe, one of my favorite players in the league, Khalil Mack. Hold on, let me solidify that. Look at this. Used to be in the background of my old setup. Not a lot of space for it now, but I love this thing. I don't know, what size was I? Below average, if what I've heard is true. But we're going to go ahead and talk about the roster, rebuild the Chicago Bears. So it's going to be a really big quarterback battle in camp here. Is Andy Dalton going to win the Red Rifle? What about Big Dick Nick? No, probably not. Justin Fields going to start, at least for my team. I don't know what happens in real life. They're probably going to go with Andy Dalton to start out if I had to bet. I don't think it's going to be long until Justin Fields takes over. Cannon of an arm. Always been a really accurate quarterback. Underrated about him. And of course, he's a ridiculous athlete. So Justin Fields should be a ton of fun to play with, and he should be a 99 overall before long. Probably has star development and is just, a fantastic overall prospect. And there are some really good pieces on this team as well. Allen Robinson, one of the most disrespected receivers in the league regularly. People just don't think he's all that good. He's great. He's one of these rare guys who's his size that actually creates separation really well for one of these bigger receivers. Of course, we can't talk about Darnell Mooney, not mention money with 2 O's, not mention how great of a player he should end up being. Really good route runner. The biggest question mark with him coming out of Tulane, which is why I could understand being a bit lower about him, was the big question mark whether or not he could actually go up and high point the football and catch the ball in traffic. Wasn't really something asked of him at Tulane. It wasn't how the offense worked. He was a lot better than every cornerback he was going up against, and he could just get past them, stack them, and catch the ball over the top. But he never really had chances to make a ton of contested catches. He showed that he could do that, of course, with just Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky lobbing up the ball. And he was able to make some really, really nice catches, showed that he has that in his back pocket. Really good player. Like no joke, I really think Darnell Mooney is on the verge of breaking out and being a superstar type player. I think he's really, really good. I know there's a meme about it. I don't really know where that started. I don't think it was from me, but I've been big on Darnell Mooney for a while, so maybe it was and just caught fire. I'm not sure. Marquise Goodwin, Hook'em Horns, Damiere Byrd. We got to improve the receiver room outside of the top 2. Love David Montgomery. Damian Williams is here. Tariq Cohen's a nice change of pace receiver. Jimmy Graham is not starting over Cole Kmet. It's just not happening. And then the offensive line is really not too bad. Love Tevin Jenkins coming out of Oak State. Got Cody Whitehair, who's great. James Daniels is great. Sam Mustipher could get upgraded a lot over the course of the year in real life. Pretty good player. 64 overall seems a little bit low for him, in my opinion. And then we need to upgrade a right tackle really badly. Jermaine Ifedi and Elijah Wilkinson, not the move. Maybe he's only 26. I don't know. Elijah Wilkinson's going to be fine for right now. Probably not a good long-term option. And then defensively, there's a lot to like. Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith, Danny Trevathan, I always said was super underrated for a long time, which I think was true, but he's into his 30s now. We're not going to be able to rock with him long-term. And then Robert Quinn, I got to look to upgrade on him. Jeremiah Tachu, same deal. Eddie Jackson's a beast. We need something better than Tashawn Gibson. And Jalen Tabor's playing safety for the Bears. Why? I love Jalen Tabor so much at Florida. I thought he was going to be good. Has not been. Has not been good at all. And I guess is playing safety now as a corner with Vernon Hargraves, or right after Hargraves. Just Hasn't had it. I was wrong about that one. Gonna miss some every now and again, clearly. Desmond Trufant is rated higher than Jalen Johnson here, which is kind of crazy. His biggest red flag was just injury coming out of Utah. He's like, I'm healthy and I'm really good. Surprise, surprise. Not really that shocking. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be a beast. He was really, really good. And then, like, we got to improve at corner. Xavier Crawford, Artie Burns, and Kendall Vildor. Was he Georgia Southern? Georgia Southern. Yeah, good athlete. That's kind of it. And then the defensive line is actually pretty cool as well with Bilal Nichols, Eddie Goldman, Akeem Hicks. It really just, it's funny how it goes down. Like Akeem Hicks, oldest, best. Eddie Goldman, middle two ages, like decent. And then Bilal Nichols, super young. Not quite there yet, but still pretty good. 24 years old. What is Eddie Goldman, like 28? 27. All right, that's not too bad. We could use him for a year or two for sure. And then Roquan Smith, Khalil Mack kind of goes without saying. Two of the best linebackers in the league, even if they play very different roles as linebackers. Khalil Mack, edge rusher, Roquan Smith off the ball. Great athlete, great cover skills, has the speed to go sideline to sideline and track. He's just a sick, sick Mike linebacker. Love Roquan, and then Khalil Mack is a top 3 edge rusher in the league very easily. We have a lot to work with. Still have to patch up some holes. Talked about the team for a while. Let's maybe make a couple moves. What would I even do, though? No one's going to want Robert Quinn. No one's going to want Desmond Trufant. I'm just going to simulate to the end of the first season. I'm holding on to Akeem Hicks. We're going to see what happens. Midseason mark, we're 2-5. Not good. Not good. I wonder what's costing us. I wish I could see midseason, like where our rankings were on a per game basis. I know you can see it at the end of the season. I don't think you can see it actually during the season, which is unfortunate. You can see where it ranks overall in the stats. The problem with that is I think it just only accounts for the yards. So based on who has their bye and who has not yet had their bye, I don't know where these rank. So, I mean, I guess I could just look at it, but I don't want to do that. I just want to see a number and then the ranking. Our offense, not good. Okay, what about our defense? How are we doing? Well, we can't really see per game averages, so not ideal. But safe to say, really, really poorly. Okay. I think as we simulate to the playoffs, it's a good time to remind you guys, if you're going to buy tickets for anything, you're going to go to a football game, the NFL season starting back up, you're going to go to a concert, baseball even still going on. Use code BENGAL on SeatGeek. You'll get $20 off your purchase. Seems like a no-brainer if you're going to go anyway. Might as well save 20 bucks on top. Like, hey, maybe you want to buy tickets to the Bears playoff game. We made the playoffs. 9-8. 9-8. The offense probably turned it around quite a bit. 16th best offense. Justin Fields with a heck of a rookie season. Ooh, would that be the rookie passing yard record? It's really close. I think it's just shy. I think Andrew Luck had like 4,400, but it is the touchdown record. Justin Herbert had like, what, 31 last year? Luck threw for 374. So Justin Fields would break that. An extra game, albeit. And Herbert, I think, it's 30 or 31, right? 31. So, yeah. Justin Fields, record breaker. How do you do as a rusher, though? 311 yards and a touchdown. I wonder if we want to get crazy here and go with, like, the Ravens playbook. Now, I don't know what that would do for passing numbers, but it would actually get him running the ball, and he's so elite in that way. So we could try that, I guess. The thing is, the rushing numbers just don't really matter that much. That's kind of the big thing. Like, the rushing numbers don't matter. If I want Justin Fields to get upgraded, I think I have to stay in, like, a pretty pass-heavy offense to get him to be as effective as we want. And those numbers, really not even that bad. It's just, like, you'd probably want a few more 100 yards, at least, for Justin Fields. Did have a rushing touchdown. Probably going to have a lot more than one if he plays a full season. And, you know, not really a bad year passing either. David Montgomery had 17 touchdowns. Montgomery also only averaged 4 yards per carry. Not even. 3.8 yards per carry. Allen Robinson was great. 11 touchdowns to go with 1,100 yards. Riley Ridley was our slot receiver. That much is obvious. 11 touchdowns and 900 yards. Cole Kmet was awesome. Darnell Mooney, I just forgot to put in the slot. Otherwise, his numbers would be significantly better. And then defensively, Roquan Smith had 123 tackles, 3 for loss, and a sack. Akeem Hicks had 21 tackles for loss, including 8.5 sacks. 14.5, though, for Khalil Mack would lead the team. And he also had a pick. Roquan Smith led, though, with 3 interceptions. It's going to be interesting to see how we match up against the Dallas Cowboys. They're always so powerful in simulation. Really don't have the highest of hopes here, but you never know. And we lose 24-10. And you can see our team rankings finally where we rank for everything. Our defense was just really, really, really bad. And it is because a lot of the time, a 3-4 defense just plays really, really badly in game. I know, like, some people who are outside of the usual, like, Madden rebuild scene will see me change the defense, being like, oh, the Bears don't run a 4-3. Or I'll have Khalil Mack playing 3-4 left end in the 3-4 when he's clearly a 3-4 outside linebacker, but he's still a rush end. They're like, oh, you lost me when Khalil Mack played 5-tech. That's like, listen, I don't wish it wasn't the way that it is, but I have to do what's going to be effective for the simulation. Makes the most sense. So I might have to change things up. We can't have a bottom 5 defense or bottom 7 defense in the league. It's just not going to work. Ooh, I got so distracted, I forgot to re-sign players. Well, not exactly ideal. Justin Fields does have an upgrade here. Is he up to superstar? No. What did he do? When he won Offensive Rookie of the Year? Not a huge surprise. Let's give him Field General. The reason I want to give him Field General, this should target the most throwing accuracies. We only get +1 at deep accuracy, which I suppose is good. He's still going to be amazing. He still looks pretty good right now. The 49ers defense, or defensive playbook, their defense always plays really, really well. So I'm considering maybe a change to their defense, and they run a 4-3. Nick Bosa's a defensive end, not an outside linebacker. So I'm thinking that maybe we change things around. We'll have to see. Season recap: Chiefs defeat the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Mahomes wins another Super Bowl MVP. Tom Brady won the MVP. Kyle Shanahan, Coach of the Year. Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year. And then Zaven Collins wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Very interesting. Also, I might set the record for pronouncing defense and defense and defensive and defensive back and forth in a rebuild. That might be the record already. Jesus, dude. Can I pick a way to say it and just say it? Is that possible? Oh, the 49ers went 16-1. Okay. By the way, Roquan got superstar development. I think he could have had that already. As you can see, I am going to change up the team. I know we have 3-4 personnel. Akeem Hicks is regressing anyway. He's 32. He's not going to be on the long-term future plans. But what am I looking for? Upgrading the secondary. Linebackers important. We're going to figure things out. I just need a defense that's going to play well in simulation, so I have to build what I know is going to be more successful, or at least test some things. The 3-4, it's such a mixed bag sometimes. Okay, so, wow, all right. Should I have traded Akeem Hicks? Probably. I moved him to D-tackle, of course, where he's an 89 overall, but I do want Akeem Hicks back for maybe 2 years. He's a little expensive, but he's also still good. And we can just have great depth with a guy like Bilal Nichols, or move Eddie Goldman, or do something like that. Moving Eddie Goldman probably isn't the best idea right now. I do want to hold on to Allen Robinson. If we can get him up to Superstar X Factor, that'd be really nice. Not sure it's going to happen. I think a 4-year deal makes sense to me. He's 29. He is expensive, but he is back long-term. Love to see it. Damian Williams, we don't need. Desmond Trufant's bad in 31. He's not bad, but he's not good. Bilal Nichols is a free agent. Oh my goodness. Okay. James Daniels, 5-year deal. Just over $5 million. This is a no-brainer. He's back. And then Bilal Nichols we need back as well. Oh, I'm paying him as a defensive end instead of a bad D-tackle. Oh, that's so frustrating. Okay, how can I get around this? All right, he's a little bit cheaper as a D-tackle, which is what he's going to play anyway. The only reason I haven't moved him over to D-tackle yet is someone has to play. New team. No. 17 mil. I got to do it. I just franchise tagged Bilal Nichols for 17 mil. I could have just got him cheaper in free agency, but now I'll be able to renegotiate him actually as a D tackle next year. But yeah, I needed somebody to play right end because I just don't have one right now. Whatever. I franchise tagged him. The reason I'm cool franchise tagging him, even though that seems insane, is the money doesn't matter. As long as we're under the salary cap, it doesn't matter. And I usually don't spend too much money in free agency the first year anyway. I want JC Jackson, though, and is a guy like Leighton Vander Esch available? Because I will consider bringing on a linebacker to play off the ball. We need one of those. Keanu Neal or Chris Barnes. Chris Barnes is the one. LVE is here, but I don't want him. I want Chris Barnes. He fits really well, and I want JC Jackson. We should be able to afford that pretty easily. I'll bring back my guy. Where is he? Pat O'Donnell. He's 31 now. Maybe never mind on that. Big free agency. Just got in under the available salary cap. 100K remaining. Got Chris Barnes, got J.K. Scott, and got J.C. Jackson. So, Chris Barnes going to play right outside linebacker. J.K. Scott going to punt, probably, and hopefully that's all he's going to do. And then we also got J.C. Jackson, starting corner. NFL draft time. We don't have a first-round pick. The Giants have one. Hold on. Why do we have the number 19 pick? We shouldn't have that. Traded away the first-round pick for the least value I could get in return. Really sad. But that pick does not belong to us. In real life, I'm stoked about it. The fact that my favorite team has extra picks in my favorite event of the NFL calendar year. Dude, the draft is so infinitely better in the Super Bowl, or than the Super Bowl, for everyone but two fan bases. And then really even one, depending on who wins. But the draft, everyone can get into it. And my team has 2 first-round picks, 2 chances. They will screw it up, by the way. But 2 chances to get talent? Oh, I'm in. I'm also starting to get the sense that Kyle Shanahan might be like the new Thanos of the MLB, just trying to get every single running back like an Infinity Stone. Melvin Gordon with the 49ers. Dude, can Shanahan just chill on the running backs? You have like 10 on roster. Relax. The number 1 overall player is a running back who's white. Not that it matters, but it's a detail. Why leave it out? From Colorado State. Okay. And then a Boise State receiver at number 2. All right. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. But if there's a white running back from Colorado State going number 1 overall in the draft, I'll close my YouTube channel. 19 overall here in round number 2. There's a safety that I thought looked pretty good. Deacon Whiting, kind of a sick name, by the way. But Ed McDuffie out of Washington. UW has some pretty good players in the secondary over the years. A little slow. Ran 4.56. I think he's going to be able to get the job done on the other side of Eddie Jackson. And we have dual Eds in the secondary. That hasn't happened since 1960. Ed McDuffie, normal dev, unfortunately. But he is the 3rd ranked player in the class. Took him at number 51. 88 speed's not so bad. Decent zone coverage, hit power, all that. Acceleration's crazy good. Also, I don't like, these are blue light glasses. I got glasses to help me at long distances. Didn't work. They just didn't work. And I really do think the blue light glasses help with the screens. I don't wear them all the time. But I feel like they're always sliding down my face, and I have to do the actuallys, like when people tell me that, these guys don't need a rebuild. It's like, it's just the name of the series, dude. Relax. But I hate the way they slide down my face. Don't like that at all. It's not far, but it's far enough. Give me Larry Waters here. We already have a Larry on the O-line, Larry Borum. This is another Larry, and he's got hidden development. Gonna be star, probably. Ranked number 43, took him at 83. He looks good enough to start. Nice speed as well. 69. But Larry Waters. Didn't have him on my draft board. Didn't really have anyone on my draft board. That's a surprisingly awesome pick. What do we miss here? 278 overall players. Quinn Roberts. Nothing like taking a running back number 1 overall. He seems like somebody that would have played at running back when running backs went number 1 overall. Yeah, he's something else. Ooh, a bunch of 78s in this class, including a couple running backs in there. A lot of running backs. Also, I feel like it was a missed opportunity to mention my draft class, which is on PS5. I can't do it on Xbox. I can't do it on PS4. I have a PS5. I'm not going to recreate the class on all these different consoles. It already takes long enough to make the class on one console. I play PS5. I have it on PS5. It's 2022 NFL Draft Bengal. PSN is Gene Dangus. Download the class. Like the class after you download it, which is in your downloads area. You can rate it with a like. And yeah, I wish that EA had cross-console, cross-platform file sharing. They don't have it. It's not my fault. Also, I guess I didn't re-sign Sam Mustipher. So John Graves is going to start at center now. Honestly, he's like, what, -4 overall to Sam Mustipher at the end of the year? And he's younger. It's not the worst thing. We still need to upgrade the position. We just couldn't do it in this draft class. Did the Bears draft Daz Newsome? I guess I didn't realize that. I know they got Khalil Herbert. We didn't really even talk about him. But a lot of the guys in the draft class aren't really worth mentioning because at this time of recording, they're not really going to play a big impact. Can't talk about everybody on the roster. I talked about it for a long time. But Bilal Nichols is going to move back to right end for the time being. I mean, Eddie Goldman's a higher overall there. But Bilal Nichols is faster and he weighs less. There's a 66 overall undrafted free agent rookie, Adam LeBlanc. We are going to sign him. He's going to play left outside linebacker. For some reason, they want Chris Barnes to start at left outside linebacker. I'm not going to reorder it because it really doesn't matter too much. LeBlanc's going to start at right outside, even though he's listed at left outside linebacker. Just flipped for some reason. This is the D-line. We have a long way to go. I want to improve at linebacker, center, receiver. Here's the thing. We didn't have the picks to get it done. Traded a fourth, traded a first in real life. So, just didn't have those picks to work with. What am I going to do? Rush end. I just don't want Robert Quinn getting play time. I just don't. What's the penalty for releasing him? 9 mil. Not yet. Mid-season mark in a familiar spot. 2-5. What's going on, dude? Packers at 5-2. 3 players need to negotiate their contracts, and they are Roquan Smith, David Montgomery, and Bilal Nichols. He's back. Adam LeBlanc as well. I'm not opposed to bringing him back. It depends if he gets up to star dev or something, I guess, really. But all 3 of these guys I want back. Nichols, again, it's the same thing where he's like, I want to get paid as a right end. Because I have him at right end, but he's not going to be paid as right end. So, but David Montgomery and Roquan Smith are back. Nichols we're going to wait on. What am I going to do here? We play the Jets. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to change Bilal Nichols' position. Talked about doing this earlier. And this time I'm actually going to re-sign him. But I'm going to simulate a week. Hopefully it doesn't change my entire depth chart. It might. But I can just go ahead and make that change after. I'll pay him. I'll move him back. And then next game, he will be back to right end. Big win, by the way, 27-6. And we have a breakout player challenge for Darnell Mooney, maybe? It's a receiver. Get Darnell Mooney numbers he's not going to get. Okay. 150 yards receiving is doable in the slot. I think I'm also just going to make him receiver 1. All right, 5-year contract for Nichols. It should be $3 million more expensive, or $3 million more saved per year. He declined, though, because he's going to be a problem, I guess. We lost 28-24. Did Darnell Mooney get... Oh, yeah, he did. 150 plus yards or 3 touchdowns. And Darnell Mooney now, out of nowhere, has superstar development and 8,000 XP. Money with 2 O's. Darnell Mooney is now in a prime position to get superstar X Factor at the end of the year. That is excellent. All right, Bilal Nichols still wants to get paid like he's a right end. I guess my strategy is really not working. It's not effective. Maybe at the end of the year. We're 3-7, by the way. We are not making the playoffs. Finished at 7-10. Just not good. It's not good. I wonder what the big problem was. Our defense. Our defense was even worse. I'm so confused because if you guys didn't know, which I'm sure many of you do at this point, Justin Fields was great, but pretty much all the stats are based on the playbook. And I thought, hey, 49ers playbook just played crazy. Were they just lucky? Because this year, the 49ers defense was terrible. It makes no sense to me. Maybe I just go back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are always really good. I don't know how the 49ers defense all of a sudden was like, we're amazing. And then the next year, like, we're the worst in the league. Oh my goodness, by the way. Larry Waters has superstar development. That is the shock of the video so far. Larry, my guy. We have an Oklahoma right tackle, an Oklahoma State left tackle. How does Larry Waters just have superstar dev? That's insane. Defensively, obviously nothing's going to go up yet. Ed McDuffie, we already knew, had normal dev, which sucked. But, yeah, going to change the playbook to Chiefs. Just got to be the Chiefs. Justin Fields, 4,800 yards, 41 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Rushing, David Montgomery took a step up, 4.1 yards per carry. It's always funny. It's like, how did he have a bad season? He had 1,000 yards. It's like, if he had 400 carries and 1,000 yards, would you call the season still good? It's like, you want to look at how many yards they're averaging per carry, how efficient they are. Yards per carry at times can be a function of the offense and the situation, so you can't really look at it all the time. But for your main back, you're looking for upwards of 4 yards per carry. The better running backs in the league, depending on carries, will usually do like 4.5 to 4.8 yards per carry. It also depends on like forced tackles missed and yards above average, which is like, or yards above expectation. 21 touchdowns obviously is just great, but also touchdowns are a function of the offense as well. So if you have 21 touchdowns, but every time you're getting the ball, you're on the goal line, it's like, yeah, you're just getting the opportunities. Some guys just don't get those opportunities. So I don't know. It is what it is, but good year from David Montgomery nonetheless. Darnell Mooney, money with 2 O's, found the end zone 11 times, almost 1,500 yards, and hit the century mark, 100 catches. Allen Robinson had 1,000 yards, 9 TDs. Cole Kmet, pretty good as well. Riley Ridley, 8 touchdowns. Good for him. Defensively, we have Roquan Smith at 118 tackles, 2 for loss, 2 sacks. Tackles for loss, 15 from Eddie Goldman. Also had 7.5 sacks. Hakeem Hicks with 11. Khalil Mack with 21. Interceptions, he also had 1 somehow. Roquan with 4, 3 for J.C. Jackson, 3 for Eddie Jackson. So in our secondary, we have 2 Jacksons and 2 Eds. It's a recipe for disaster. Now I know why we were so terrible. No, there's no thing about Ed or Jackson being bad defensively. You know, sometimes I'll just think about it and be like, what am I actually talking about? But we are... Where are we? Oh, we got to get to the offseason. We missed the playoffs because we suck. Ed McDuffie with a big skill point. Did you get star dev, Ed? No. Did he get defensive rookie of the year? Sure did. Good stuff from Ed, but, you know, kind of wish, and maybe just kind of selfishly, wish he got star dev. That would be a little bit nicer. Nice upgrade, though. Chiefs beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Christian McCaffrey won MVP. Eagles coach Nick Sirianni won Coach of the Year. Chase Young, Defensive Player of the Year. Christian McCaffrey with Offensive Player of the Year. And then the Rookies of the Year, Walter McMillan of the Broncos, they get their quarterback. And Ed McDuffie. Good old Ed. Oh yeah, Bilal Nichols is still here. I keep bumping the salary, and he still thinks he's a right end, but finally he has re-signed. About time. Adam LeBlanc stays at normal. Didn't really play that big of an impact. Oh, he's a pass rusher. Never even looked. Never even looked. Huh. I'm going to keep him. 5-year contract for Adam LeBlanc. You know, I think he could be a good right end. Let me look at salaries real quick. Is it time to get rid of Robert Quinn? Is it time? Let's see. The penalty, 6.2. What is this contract, dude? Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Tariq Cohen also serves really no purpose. I'm going to try and trade him. Mario Edwards is getting cut. And we're going to take on the penalty from Robert Quinn. We save up money doing it. So it's kind of a no-brainer. Kind of a no-brainer. I'm okay with taking a little bit of penalty to clear up a lot of money. 21.8 million. Darnell Mooney, by the way, superstar X Factor. Superstar X Factor for Darnell Mooney. Fun way to find out. Ooh, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. What do we do with him? Superstar Dev. He's a slot corner is really what he is. So, ooh, that's really tempting. Justin Fields also, by the way, superstar Dev. Thinking Kareem Hunt might be able to give us the kickstart we need. But I don't know if I want to pay him. Akeem Hicks is superstar Dev. Kind of want to call that a little bit, too little too late. Okay, we got Logan Thomas, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and Bobby Okereke. Some CJ Gardner-Johnson, CD Deuce. Pick a name, okay? Either way, we got him. And this team is starting to come together. Logan Thomas just needed a backup tight end. Darnell Mooney with superstar X Factor development is now awesome. Feels like he was star, 10 minutes ago. And now he's superstar X Factor, which is most excellent. We'll give him double me, why not? Ooh, Chris Barnes even. Up to superstar. Everyone's getting upgraded. I'm not complaining. Except for Ed McDuffie. Now, you gotta be like, why did you get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? Ed McDuffie's cool to stay at safety. I have no problem with that. He'd be a fine slot corner as well. But Chauncey Gardner-Johnson plays slot corner. I'm going to play him at cornerback. Actually, what if I played Ed McDuffie at corner instead? 6'2", 210. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is 5'11", 210. I'm going to move Ed McDuffie to slot corner, actually. Ed McDuffie, 82 overall corner, by the way. With his man coverage, he's kind of built for it. Like, he has 78 man coverage, 80 zone. A little slower than Chauncey Gardner-Johnson by 1. But with the man-to-zone difference for Gardner-Johnson, CGJ, I just thought it was better for Ed McDuffie to move. Like, Chauncey has 83 or 84 zone, or 84 man, and 90 zone. Like, that works better at safety than it does at corner. So, McDuffie to corner made more sense. Move LeBlanc to right end. Okereke's going to play right outside linebacker. His morale's majorly down. He's like, I hate it here. Okereke is an 82 overall right outside linebacker, though. So, that's a nice change. It's good to have somebody good out there. And we're just kind of waiting on a lot of these guys to develop. We need a right end. And a third receiver wouldn't hurt. And a center wouldn't hurt. And we pick a number 6 overall. We are going to get a pretty good player. Jeffrey Irving looks amazing. Another great player coming out of Ohio State. What's new? Dom Fells also looks insane. The order that the draft is going to go, though, is exactly this. We're not going to have a chance to get Dom Fells or Jeffrey Irving unless we trade up to the number 1 or number 2 overall spot. I don't need the corner. Joe Crawford looks insane for a linebacker. Wow, this is a really good class. Daniel Pittman also looks fantastic. Emmett Rivers, albeit slow, pretty good. Dude, I'm seeing so many players that look amazing in this class. We don't need a D tackle, but Josh Lucas looks really good. Ran pretty well, too. Especially for a D tackle. Like, 6'5", 278 Cameron White ran 4.81. Okay? We have 6'2", 297 Josh Lucas ran 4.78. I'm tempted. Paul. No, that's not your name, Paul. Or Paul. I'm appalled. That's even worse than his name, that joke. But wow. That cannot be his name. This is one of those draft classes where I wish I had like 100 picks. Unfortunately, not though. We're going to have to work with a few less than 100. Okay, I've got my strategy. I don't know if we're going to get Esteban Amaro, but I might. Looks pretty good. My strategy is get Joe Crawford with the 6th pick. Just too good of a linebacker to not take is kind of my rationale on that. And with these top guys, just don't need a cornerback, don't need a safety that badly. I think we're pretty much fine with the secondary for right now. And I'm going to trade back up for Josh Lucas. Why? He's 21 years old. He is significantly younger than Eddie Goldman, than Akeem Hicks. Hell, he's significantly younger than Bilal Nichols. So this is the move that we have to make. At number 6 overall, we are taking the monster linebacker, Joe Crawford out of Florida State. I don't know why I want to look this up. How big was Ernie Sims? Florida State linebacker. He was like one of the highest rated recruits in 24/7 sports history. And then was a first-round pick out of Florida State by the Lions in 2006. Number 9 overall, 6 foot 233. So not close, but Florida State linebacker. Just giving me Ernie Sims vibes for some reason. Not a particularly great NFL player, although stuck around for a little while. Had a pretty decent career. But Joe Crawford, welcome to the team. 78 overall. He's the number 6 overall player in the draft. Hidden development, 91 speed, 85 tackle, 80 hit power, 88 acceleration, 90 pursuit. Zone coverage is not too bad. Man coverage is not too good. 85 impact blocking. I'm going to put him on the line. He's got not great block shedding, but not terrible. He's going to fit in really, really well into my defense. Now, where do I play him? Oh, you should have a 3-4. No, I shouldn't. I would like an edge rusher, just not really a good enough one available. Like Cameron White is kind of the best one. But as we talked about previously, Josh Lucas looks better as defensive end. So don't really know what I'm doing with that just yet. Might end up taking Cameron White anyway. But I am trading up 100% to get Josh Lucas. Probably end up taking Esteban Amaro with my second round pick, if I had to guess. Wow, Ian Wayne is an 80 overall middle linebacker. That's insane. I got a stud middle linebacker, and he wasn't even close to the best middle linebacker in the draft. Trading Eddie Goldman, a 3rd and a 5th, for number 23 and Dalen Hayes from the Ravens. I really doubt Dalen Hayes plays any type of role for us. And then I might even try trading up slightly more with the Titans. All right, 23 and a 7th to move up 1 spot to 22. They're just doing us a favor. And didn't really want to I wanted to make sure, and I didn't want to take a chance that defensive tackle could get off the board. Like Brian Williams looks pretty good too. But just Josh Lucas looks like he's on another planet. A- power moves. Ran 4.78. Good bench press. Super young, super talented. And he's a 78 overall. Number 8 in the class. At 78. That's crazy. As I said, this was a very, very, very strong looking draft class. Star better development. He's a great looking DT. 93 strength, 83 power move, 76 block shed, 77 tackle, 77 speed, 80 play rec. Good awareness, great finesse moves even. Good pursuit. This really is one of the best D tackles I've ever seen. Let's take this center. Esteban Amaro out of Texas A&M. Also 21 years old. Mid-first round guy. Top skills look great. He is a 76 overall. Should start immediately. Number 16 in the class, taking with 38. Only normal development. Honestly, a bit of a surprise. I was really expecting star, but not hidden. Normal. Looks pretty good. Trading number 80. Well, actually, that's just a 3rd next year. It's projected. Trading number 102 and 166 to move up to 59. I don't think that the end is going to get by us. Traded up into the 2nd round to get it done. So I'm going to take Cameron, whatever his last name is, provided he's still available. If not, we can always trade down. Not really the end of the world, but he's still available. Cameron White out of Florida State. Welcome to the team. 77 overall, number 9 in the class. Took him at 59. Only normal development again, but 87 power moves. Does have 80 speed. Yeah, he looks pretty legit. Not going to lie. Block shedding is not really there, but it looks pretty unbelievable, actually. I really think that's going to be one of the stronger draft classes we probably ever see. It was so good. 3 guys at 80 overall or higher. Daniel Pittman was the highest. Wouldn't have been my guess. Ian Wayne being at 80 is crazy. Because I looked at him. He's really good. 91 tackle. A little bit slower than the guy we drafted. Jeffrey Irving, I would have bet as the number 1 overall player in the class. He was a 79. Still really good. Still really, really good. I think he's just not an amazing athlete. Maybe brought him down a bit. Dominic Barnett, Josh Lucas. I mean, really good players. And there were a ton of players at 77 overall or higher. Look at that. Half the class. It's a 77 overall, it looked like, or higher. So Lucas, who we drafted, is a 77 overall right end. I'm making the move. We're just going to play a big defensive line. He's going to be like our Leonard Williams for the Giants, I think is a fair comparison. And he'll maybe slide inside at times as well with that 83 power move. I don't know if we're going to rush him off the edge. Maybe we do. I think Cameron White can stick there. But they want Lucas to play there. I don't really have a problem with that because we still have Akeem Hicks, Bilal Nichols up the middle. When Akeem Hicks retires, maybe White takes over. Still have Lucas. I don't really know what happens with that. McDuffie, of course. Big Ed in the slot. All right. And what happens with Joe Crawford? I don't know. I don't know what happens with Joe. Joe is going to be behind Chris Barnes and Bobby Okereke for now. I mean, we just paid both of these guys. Okereke, I don't regret it at all. He's still good, but he is 27. He's going to start to regress at least, you know, after this next year. So we have a guy to come in and replace him when that happens. No problem. And Crawford's still going to play. He's just not going to play a ton. But this is the team. Only thing I'm going to change is putting Allen Robinson as my slot receiver. And then I'll see you guys at the midseason mark. Check in, see how we're doing. Midseason mark, 5-1. That's what we like to see. 91 defense, 85 offense. The offense, we need to take a step up here at some point. I know Justin Fields is pulling his weight. Not really sure what the issue is for the offense. Darnell Mooney has an expiring contract, as does Jalen Johnson, Cole Kmet. Okay, Tariq Cohen's going to walk. Do we trade Akeem Hicks now? He's 33, dude. Oh, money with 2 O's. Didn't even take that much money. Darnell Mooney's back. Jalen Johnson should be back as well. That seems fair. I think we're actually going to keep Akeem Hicks. Reason being, he's still really good. He's going to regress quite a bit after this year, I would bet. But we'll have him back for another year. He'll go down to like an 84. And it's like, why are you still starting him? I'm like, I don't know. Cole Kmet, 5 years as well. Up that very slightly. And all the guys we wanted to return are back. Here's the fun part, though. Let's check our rookie development traits. Probably don't know about the linebacker, but we might know about the right end, aka D-tackle, aka star dev. Unfortunate. He's almost up into the 80s, though. He'll be a 79 by like 2 weeks from now, and he's up to 85 power moves. Crawford, just don't know about yet. He's not even halfway there. Maybe we figure out about him in the playoffs at some point, because we are going to make the playoffs, I think, for the first time. Actually, we made the wild card year once, so let me take that back. But we're going to make the playoffs this year. 5-1 start, pretty big. I think we probably end up winning 12 games. Just kidding. Got crushed the second half of the season. Won the division, but with only 10 wins. We went 4-6 the rest of the way. What do you have, 5 or 6 wins? I think we were 5-1. So we went 5-6. Not particularly good. Not really what you like to see. I'll tell you that. And our offense should take a huge step back. It took a huge step back. Justin Fields was still pretty good, although not amazing. And then rushing, we saw nothing spectacular in there. Kind of disappointing. Allen Robinson, 1,380 receiving yards, 15 touchdowns. Darnell Mooney still got involved. I wanted to try to get Allen Robinson Superstar X Factor to slow his regression a little bit. So we tried to make him the featured receiver, but it turns out Darnell Mooney carried the offense, and we need to put him back in the slot. Oh my God. Khalil Mack put up 38.5 sacks. 38.5 sacks, 40 sacks in the season. The record, by the way, and I know an extra week, whatever. The record previously, Michael Strahan, 22.5 sacks. Khalil Mack almost doubled it. Had 106 tackles, 18 for loss. I can't even fathom this. I can't even go through the numbers like I usually do, talking about all of them. He had 38.5 sacks. 21 last year. Let's see, 40, 60, 75 sacks or so in a 3-year stretch. Oh my God. That's ridiculous. Roquan, good year as well. Tackles for loss, 18 for Mack. He had 38.5 sacks. I mean, Josh Lucas put up 9 as a rookie. Great stuff. Khalil Mack had 38.5. I mean, Khalil Mack shattered the record, and that doesn't even do it justice. 5 picks for Jalen Johnson, 4 for Big Ed in the slot. Khalil Mack, I mean, good Lord. 3 forced fumbles, recovered 1 of them. 38.5. We have to check the game log or something. Where was our defense? Defense was pretty good. Did we lead the league in sacks just based off Khalil Mack? I'm going to tell you right now, Khalil Mack had more sacks than the Raiders, the Lions, the Giants, the Colts, the Ravens. That's 5. The Jaguars, the Titans, the Saints, the Texans, the Eagles. That's 10. The Seahawks, the Bengals, the Vikings, the Falcons, the Steelers. That's 15. The Browns, the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Cardinals. Khalil Mack individually had more sacks than 19 teams. And we led the league in sacks by 1 million. Oh my God. I've never seen anything like this. So I'm freaking out about it, and for good reason. I've never seen anything even close. Look at this. Look at this. Sacks in a season. 22.5 for Strahan, even though it's not showing up. Khalil Mack, it's not even close. It is not even close. Good Lord. I mean, Khalil Mack skyrockets into the top 10 all time for sacks. He was at about 100 before the season started. Oh my God, he put up 38.5. I don't even know what to say. That's so many. Let's see, against the Vikings, I just need to check. I need to check every game. He had 6 sacks against the Vikings. Not a record. The in-game record, I want to say Derek Thomas had 8. Am I right about that? Derek Thomas had 7. Still ridiculous. So, okay, I guess Khalil Mack did not break the record for sacks in a game. But he's on there at least once. I don't care that whoever Jimmy Chamberlain is threw for 5,500 yards. Khalil Mack should get many MVP votes. Many. I want to see if he even ranks. Christian McCaffrey wins MVP. He's not even close. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year easily, but he doesn't even come close for NFL MVP. Kind of stupid. All right, wild card playoffs against the Falcons. Hopefully Khalil Mack just keeps it up and we win. Nope, game over, season over. Sick. Why was our offense so bad this year? I don't really get that. But our season's over. McCaffrey wins MVP again. Khalil Mack won the MVP in my heart because he had 38.5 sacks. Again, ridiculous. Cowboys won the Super Bowl. All right, let's see here. Did we get any upgrades? Allen Robinson did get Superstar X Factor. So that should slow his regression a little bit. Hopefully. Offense looking pretty good. Need Justin Fields to continue to get better. And then defensively, okay, yep, Crawford has Superstar X Factor. So we made the right decision with drafting him, clearly. The question now just becomes, how do we get him involved? Bobby Okereke, by the way, Superstar development. I don't know what we do with this because I have 4 off-ball linebackers and 3 off-ball linebacker spots. So I've talked with the franchise designer about weighting sacks accordingly, and he basically said no, he's not going to change it. So just typical EA. Do we need to bring anyone back? Or are we all set on that? Oh, Cairo Santos. Don't care. Antonio Gibson up to a 91 overall. Tyron Smith is in here. Hey, Justin Tucker. Best kicker in NFL history. Hook 'em horns. That could be a nice signing. Oh, Jason Verrett is Superstar X Factor. That's interesting. Eddie Jackson's regressing. Dude, he's 30, not 40. 33. Why is he bad now? We got Justin Tucker. I don't really need anybody else. I'm trying to think about how we could actually better the team based on guys that are regressing and based on what we actually need. It's like maybe a safety now with Eddie Jackson regressing, right? And then like maybe a defensive end. I don't really know. We have 4 really good linebackers. I don't know what to do about that. I like my O-line. I like my receivers, except I could use a third one. Like tight end, like quarterback. Defensively, corners are fine. What do we do? What do we do? It's real. I don't know, dude. We might try and make some type of a blockbuster move. Trading Bobby Okereke, Akeem Hicks, and something to move all the way up for a stud edge rusher. Maybe. Yeah, George McPhee looks pretty good. A- finesse moves. He's probably going to be unreal. Eric Graham as a safety. The third round looks pretty good. Like that value. Okay, trading Bobby Okereke, number 22, and a third next year to move up to 7 with the Raiders. And that should be for the edge rusher. Should fit the defense pretty well. Defensive end, classic fit in the 4-3. A- finesse moves is always really, really nice. Hoping for a good development trait. We're going to move the current right end back to D tackle. And Cameron Whiting? Only normal dev, so we're looking to improve on that. And we get a 76 overall. Number 9 in the class, took me number 7. Hidden development, though, that's what we were looking for. And 82 finesse moves is nice. Not as nice as 69 block shed, but nice. Finesse moves, it's pretty tough to get a really, really good, really high finesse moves coming out. And I find that those most often are how you get those crazy sack totals at times. So we'll see. Kind of surprised it simulated all the way to the end of the second round here at this pick. But is anything available? Ooh. Eric Graham. That's the guy. That's the guy. Eric Graham, welcome to the team. 76 overall, normal development. The number 4 player in the class. So this draft class is totally not even close to the one that we saw last year. I'll let the CPU handle the rest. Top 2 players are both 78 overall. And then the drop off to 77. No 76s. Well, no 77s. A lot of 76s. This is the team. Some good folks on this team. Defensively, you've seen it. Playing Crawford at middle linebacker to get Avalanche. I think that's a pretty good X factor. Oh, McPhee's going to start at right end. That's the only other change I'm making. I will see you at the midseason mark. Midseason mark, we are 6-1. Doing very, very well. First loss was to the Patriots just last week. Are we going to just totally shit the bed again? Hopefully not. Let me see that development trait. Show me, please, superstar. Please. I think it's going to be star. I'm almost extremely confident. But I guess, if you think about it this way, the draft class overall wasn't that strong. They got to have some superstars in there somewhere, even if the overalls aren't high. And he has star dev. Not a surprise. Just not a surprise. Just not one. Do we draft anybody else? Do we draft a safety? I want to say, yeah. Eric Graham. I'm like, did we draft another player named Ed? Another normal development player. He's good. He's just not better than Eddie Jackson. So, he ain't playing. Khalil Mack, Eddie Jackson. Ooh. Justin Fields, Akeem Hicks, Tevin Jenkins, Cody Whitehair. Ooh. There's going to be some really unfortunate decisions happening. 69 pass block for Tevin Jenkins. Too low. Too low. The CPU's just not upgrading pass block. They're like, you still be fine. 98 run block power, but can't pass block at all. That isn't good. Monster contract for Justin Fields, but he is back. And Khalil Mack is back as well. Eddie Jackson, I don't really know about that. I just feel like he's going to regress so heavily. He's 30. He's not really expensive, but do I really want to lock him up for 4 years? I don't really even want to lock him up for 2. And then Akeem Hicks, there's just no way. Tevin Jenkins, we got Cody Whitehair. I could buy this for a couple years. Playoff time. We are, 13-4. There we go. And that won the division pretty easily. It's interesting that we don't see Khalil Mack with another ridiculous season, by the way, although not quite as good as last year. It's interesting that we don't see Justin Fields in the top for passing yards and touchdowns, but still had a great season. 4,700 yards, 39 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions. David Montgomery over 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. Receiving, Darnell Mooney is back in a big way. 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. 1,000 for Allen Robinson, including 11 touchdowns. Daz Newsome even had 8. And then defensively, Roquan with 126 tackles, 3 for loss, 3.5 sacks. Khalil Mack had 27.5. So he has the top 2 most sacks in a season ever. 12 for Josh Lucas playing D-tackle. Rotating in, by the way. George McPhee is a rookie. Got 9. 6 for Bilal Nichols. 3 picks for Jalen Johnson and Big Ed McDuffie. Why do I call him Big Ed? Don't know. He's not, like, huge or anything. But we have the Seahawks in the wild card round of the playoffs. 1 game from the divisional. This has to be our year. And it is so far. We're at least to the divisional. And it's a really unfortunate matchup. The Carolina Panthers, 13-4. They have Christian McCaffrey. They're going to be unbeatable. I'll tell you right now. There's no shot we get out of this game. We just won't. I'm going to tell you. Yeah, we got murdered. 45-14. Not even remotely close. Okay. Another offseason's my favorite part. 2024 season recap. Browns beat the Saints. McCaffrey won another MVP. Khalil Mack won another Defensive Player of the Year. And George McPhee won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Ooh, Justin Fields, Superstar X Factor. Did he win like Quarterback of the Year or something? Sure did. Sure did. I don't even know what to give him here. Bazooki? All right. Sure. Don't see anything else of note on offense and defensively. Oh, George McPhee. Let's go, Georgie. Hey, Georgie. You guys know what that's from? A movie I've never seen, legitimately. The original It, with that freaky clown hiding in the gutter. It's like, hey, Georgie. I smoked 7 cigarettes last minute. You go, 7 in a minute? Yeah, I'll join you down in the drain. That feels like a good, safe place to be. Wasn't. The clown ate him. Spoiler. Again, I haven't seen it, so how badly can I really spoil it? And honestly, it's been out for like 20 plus years. If you haven't seen it by now, get fucked. Free agents. Eddie Jackson, by the way, is no longer on the team. Joe Mixon's a 99 overall running back. He has a 99 overall right hand. If you're a woman, listen, not a cool thing, but there's no but. Not a cool thing. Jamar Chase is here. I gotta shut up. Jamar Chase could be good to sign. That could be a good way to change the subject. Oh, Justin Simmons is out here being better than Eddie Jackson and no one wants him. I do. Like, 2-year deal? Like what I would have given Eddie Jackson? But not for a lot of money? Sounds good. Akeem Hicks is here. He's an 81 overall. I'm sorry, Akeem. We can't really afford you. Big free agent class. Got Justin Simmons starting at free safety. Jamar Chase completes our receiving trio. And Pat Freiermuth is also going to be on the team. It's kind of the best thing I can say about him. Jamar Chase completes our receiver trio. Justin Simmons starts. And Pat Freiermuth is on the team. Draft time. I don't even know what I want. I don't think anything. I mean, I want more money. Please don't skip the ads. No. So it's so funny. Sometimes the big Bengal simps, that's what I call my hardcore fan base. They love that, I bet. They'll be like, Bengal, I watched the whole ad for you. I'm like, I don't think that does anything. Like, thanks, like, to the thought that counts, but as long as you're not stealing from me by using ad block, which 50% of you are, it's just how it is. I get it. If you don't know what ad block is, do not Google it. It's bad stuff, like porn and like somebody being beheaded. That's what ad block is. Don't look into that. But yeah, I want more money. Did I say that already? Yeah, but I still do. I don't really. There's nothing to take. So you know what? This is a good draft class for a backup running back. Forrest Carroll. That's the whitest name I've ever heard. Followed up by DeMar Short. And then Spencer Lawrence. We're back to just the whitest person ever. And then D'Angelo Hobbs and DeAndre Irons, which are not quite as white, I think it would be safe to say. Oh, Forrest Carroll's there. From Ohio to not even Ohio State. I want that to be known. From Ohio. From Ohio. DeMar Short. 4.34. It's pretty fast feller. 4.53. Less fast? Bad. DeMar Short. 76 overall. Number 6 in the class. Took him at 26. He's a running back wearing number 17. So I already want to close the app. I want to get out of this damn game. But guess what? It's not the video game. It's real life now. If you're a running back and you're like, hey, I want to wear 14. If I were the equipment manager, which I know I look like I could be one, I would quit my job. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, you go to, like, stitch the numbers on. Couldn't do it. I think you'd have to find a new profession at that point. But, I mean, it's the biggest travesty. Who is it? Sony Michel, I think, was announced to the Rams. First of all, Sony Michel traded. And if you were one of the people that asked me for a Sony Michel Rams rebuild, you need to get some help. You need to think about what you're asking for. A Sony Michel Rams rebuild is a Rams rebuild where Sony Michel is on the team for a little while. That's all that is. He doesn't feature. There's no point. He was announced wearing, what? Yeah, 14. This rule's terrible. You know, classic running back number, 20s to 40s. That's reasonable. I want to, like, honestly, single digit for a running back, that's kind of cool. It works, especially in college. In the NFL, wearing 14 as a running back, like, you're asking for trouble. That's terrible. Jaquez Rivers, that's a pretty white name. Got a couple of friends I grew up with private school named Jaquez. No, I didn't go to private school. You also be shocked by this just looking at me. And the glasses, I'm sure, don't help. They're blue light, as I mentioned earlier. I didn't know many Jaquez's growing up, but not the best draft class in the world. Not the worst. Where's Forrest? Where's Forrest here? Forrest Carroll. Does have hidden dev. Also wearing number 11. Hope he's a bust. He was looking pretty solid. I'll give it that. We should be good again. So I am excited about that. Darnell Mooney's going to be in the slot. Dude. Roquan is like, I'm going to play rush end. You're not, actually. No, you're not. 4-3. Well, that isn't good. We are third in the division. When you're behind the Lions, that's a general sign of we got to wrap this shit up. It's not going well. But you know what? No, there's no, you know what? We're just not playing well. That's kind of how that goes. Free agents, Larry Waters. Allen Robinson. Oh, Big Ed. Big Ed. That's not really that many guys. Larry Waters is back. Here's the other problem. We don't have any money. Like, Ed's kind of the last guy where it's like, all right, Ed, you're back. And then the new Allen Robinson's Jamar Chase. Playoff time. Are we involved? Ooh, we are. 12-5. Talk about the opposite. It's just not a word. It's close to opposite. It's not quite there. But as you can see, no force wins. We just stopped sucking. 1 out. 1 out. What a performance by the boys. Justin Fields threw for 5,200 yards, 41 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions. David Montgomery, 1,100 yards, 4.3 per carry, and 16 touchdowns, receiving. Darnell Mooney, almost 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. Cole Kmet was second on the team in receiving yards. David Montgomery was third. Jamar Chase, Allen Robinson following in behind. That's weird. That's a little odd. Roquan was pretty good. Oh, 14.5 sacks for George McPhee. I don't see Khalil Mack on this list. I changed him to rush right end instead of rush left end. Was that a mistake? Maybe not. Put up 19.5 sacks. 14.5 for George McPhee. 8 for Josh Lucas. No one else really came to play. Interceptions 4 for J.C. Jackson. Forgot he was even on the team. 3 for Roquan and Chris Barnes. Okay, team. This is a team that is, you know, they're out here. First round bye. We don't even have to play the wild card. Did I draft somebody? Oh, I drafted a running back. What is his development trait? That's going to be fun to find out that it's star. No, we don't even know yet. But it's going to be star. Let's be real. He's not going to be a shock X factor. I mean, maybe actually, because also his arms are massive. Looks like he attached like huge PVC pipes to his huge shoulders. This guy's got the widest frame I've ever seen. But I guess he could have a good dev trait. We could check, but I like to see the color just pop up. That's always a fun experience. Crawford's up to a 90. He's progressing quite nicely. And we have the Giants in the divisional. This is a fun matchup for a couple of reasons. One, I have no horse in the fight. I definitely don't want one team to win. I want the Bears to win because it's a Bears rebuild. Fuck the Giants. Also, I'm using my bad language on this one. This is an R-rated rebuild like they used to be. 81 overall, offense and defense. We're a 90, and we'll probably find a way to lose. Check this out. 35-14 or some BS. 27-16. You gotta be kidding me. This game sucks. I'll do one more. And look who it is back. The 49ers go 49-17 over the Chiefs. Won another Super Bowl. Forrest Carroll, by the way. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Kind of a backstab there. But, geez, dude. We use 49ers playbook. They're like, we don't know how to play defense. The 49ers use it. They're like, we're the best team in the league. A couple years later. I don't know how that happens. Justin Fields with a skill point here. What do we need for him? They never touch short accuracy. I've noticed that. They never touch it. You go, oh, I'll do it with Scrambler. It's like, no, they don't touch it. What about field general? It should be in there. Do they touch short accuracy? They just don't do it. They don't do it. They go, throwing short, that's stupid. Checking downs for pussies, and they're right. That's why I only throw interceptions in Lions franchise. You guys watch Lions franchise on the channel. That's something. Chris Barnes, by the way, superstar X Factor. That's pretty nice. We like that. Also, Roquan Smith, superstar X Factor. Also pretty nice. JC Jackson, superstar. The team looks sick. They just refuse to win. You ever heard like, oh, refuse to lose? It's a fun rhyme. This is not that. This team is sick. And they're like, not today. So we are negative $4.5 million after the salaries have changed going into the new year. That's not good. Allen Robinson, gone. Gone. The rest, we don't need any of these guys. But it's going to be a not very eventful free agency. Final draft, final year. Do we draft a receiver to replace A-Rob? Certainly possible. Maybe a guard. I mean, like, Cody Whitehair is good. He's just 34. He's not progressing at all. And then defensively, we don't really need anything. I mean, no, we're fine. Daryl Murray is like close to Darnell Mooney in terms of the name. It's like you kind of heard the name quick and you're not quite sure what he said. He's like, oh, Darnell Mooney. It's like, oh, Daryl Murray? No, but here he is. Looks okay. Jamie DeMarco, that's someone who can play guard. Third round, we could very easily take him. Round 1, pick 28. It should go receiver and then center to play left guard. Craig Daniels, Daryl Murray. It's got to be Craig. Got to be Craig Daniels. 76 overall, star or better development. Number 10 in the class. Took him at 28. The best rated non-early first-round pick we could have gotten. Ranked number 10 in the class. Wow, he's actually really good. He's really good. That's a great third option. Also, another just remarkably white name. Craig. Oh, Jamie DeMarco went a pick before. Are you kidding me? I'm going to trade for him. Don't care. Going to do it. Trading, just swapping second round picks with the Bengals. I'm going to get that guard from the Patriots. Well, he's a center, but he's going to be a guard. So I'm going to trade a 3, a 4, and a 5 to get a second round pick. And I'm going to acquire that guard that I'm turning into a center. Nope, other way around. And I'm going to do whatever it takes. Trading a 3 and a 4 for a 3 next year from Denver. And that's my draft. We don't really need a lot. I'm going to treat it exactly as such, except I'm trading for that center. Got it that time. No 79 overall plus players in this class. A lot of 76s, though, as far as I can see. All right, trading Cody Whitehair and a second for Joe DeMarco. Something. I was going to take him. He went one pick before me. Just wanted to have him. Don't know his dev trait, but I know he's better than Cody Whitehair. DeMarco's playing up to an 80 overall at left guard. Oh man, he's unreal. 84 run block, 85 pass block, 94 strength, but that's +4. Huge morale boosts. This is the offense. Looks pretty good. And then defensively, kind of looks amazing. It really, really does. I mean, Jalen Johnson's up to a 90. Our entire linebacking core is going to be a 90 plus across the board. D-line is going to be close to 90 plus across the board soon. The secondary by the end of the year could be 90 plus across the board. Okay. Yeah, this team is nuts. 3-4 at the midseason mark with a 91 overall team. What do you want from me? Brian Burns is a 99 overall superstar X Factor. Only a matter of time before that's true in real life. We're going to be 3-5. I don't know why the Panthers are 2-5. They're so overpowered in Sim. They will beat us. You want proof? You want proof that they're going to beat us? Watch this. Check this out. Whatever. So interestingly enough, by the way, Jamar Chase just got a breakout mission, I believe, because Darnell Mooney inspired him to be a beast. It's like, yeah, he inspires a lot of us. So Jamar Chase needs big touchdowns or yards or something, 150 yards. It's doable. It's doable in Sim. We saw Darnell Mooney do it earlier in this video. So Jamar Chase, receiver 1. Go get Superstar X Factor. I think he at least gets an XP boost. I know that because it's said. And we saw this in Lions franchise too, I believe. We lost 31-23, but did Jamar Chase get Superstar X Factor? Not that it matters at this point, really. Oh, it seems like it. It seems like it. He's like, yeah, I'm a Superstar X Factor now. +3 catching traffic. Well, that does not seem like Superstar X Factor at all. That seems like, oh, I got a slight ratings boost. Doesn't even seem close. He didn't. All right, whatever. So Jamar Chase goes down. DeMarco, by the way, star dev. Was hoping for Superstar, but doesn't always work out how you want. And then Darnell Mooney back to being our slot receiver. Gets the most touches. And I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs. We better beat the Jets. Jets, Falcons, Lions. I feel like those should be 3 wins, but I don't know how the NFL looks in 2026. I'm this far in. How long is this video? Oh, this might be a long one. Which some of you are really going to like. Some of you aren't even watching this, so who cares? 9-8. Made the playoffs. Snuck in. Barely. Barely. Justin Fields throws for 4,700 yards, 29 TDs, 16 interceptions. Dude, what are these up and down years? David Montgomery had a really good year, 4.4 per carry, 1,200 yards, 18 TDs receiving. Darnell Mooney over 1,600 yards and 11 touchdowns. Really solid stuff. Defensively, Chris Barnes had 138 tackles, 10 for loss, half a sack, and 3 picks. And Khalil Mack put up 25.5 sacks. At 35 years old. Khalil, don't stop. Don't slow down. Unbelievable. 10.5 for George McPhee, 10 for Josh Lucas. Interceptions, we have 3 for Barnes, Johnson, and Graham. Eric Graham. Okay, I want to see NFL records. Does Khalil Mack have the most sacks all time? Gotta be, right? Yeah, 216. Shatters Bruce Smith. Just blows it away. I mean, they call it the Windy City for a reason, blown away. Just like most of Cody Parkey's kicks, funnily enough. Washington football team. 11-6. They're an 82 overall. What's our overall, you ask? You're looking at it. It's a 92. And guess what? Doesn't matter. We suck. We barely made the playoffs. Barely. Get it? Get it? It's the Bears. Do you guys get the joke? It's a pun. Do you guys get it? I need to go to sleep. I'm losing my mind. Washington football team just beat us. End the video. Oh, we won? Okay. Christian McCaffrey's on the Bucs now. See if we can beat him. I will jump in the conference championship if we make it that far. And we didn't. Dude, I don't know what to tell you. Rebuild was a success other than the fact that we didn't win games. You're like, well, how can it be a success then? The game sucks. What do you want from me? I built a 92 overall team. That's pretty good. We were way better than everybody else. Offense, awesome. Look at the overalls. Maybe I didn't build the most cohesive unit. I should have known that they wouldn't have liked each other. Luke is up to superstar. Look at this team. Look at this team. And they're like, we're going to win one game over 500. We're going to win one game in the playoffs. That's the video. Yeah, I mean, unfortunate. Most of them have ended in Super Bowls recently. This one, not one of those videos. So I'm sorry about that. Can't really change it. The video is long enough. I will be doing another Bears rebuild in the future. Realistic style with real 2022 NFL draft prospects. That's going to be a lot of fun. And maybe we predict 2 years in a row who the Bears draft. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you subscribe if you're not already. Like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
It's insane, I hit it at the park, bend bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah, promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, yeah. Papa turn taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speedbird's good.